Good day and welcome. I'm Stefan with Trending Update USA, bringing you the latest from the world of tennis and global sports. Today, we focus on Coco Gauff, one of the brightest young stars in tennis, and her recent honest admission about the staggering $15.5 million prize money being offered in the upcoming Saudi tennis event. The figure, which has stunned fans and players alike, has become the center of discussion within the tennis world, not just because of its record-breaking value but also due to the ongoing debate about sports expansion in Saudi Arabia. Gauff's candid comments shed light on how players are navigating the moral, financial, and professional dimensions of this seismic shift in the sports landscape. Coco Gauff, known for her maturity beyond her years and her thoughtful approach to off-court issues, addressed questions about the Saudi event in a press conference following her latest WTA appearance. When asked about her feelings toward the massive prize pool, the 20-year-old American admitted that while the sum is life-changing and appealing for any athlete, it also brings with it a set of complex emotions. "It's hard not to think about what that kind of money means," she said. $15 million is incredible, and it shows how much the sport is growing, but at the same time, we all know there's more to consider than just the paycheck. Her remarks have resonated across social media and sports media outlets, as they touch on the growing tension between tennis financial expansion and its social conscience. The $15.5 million prize fund marks one of the richest paydays in tennis history, rivaling even the biggest Grand Slam purses. The Saudi-backed tournament, expected to attract the world's top players, is part of a larger global push to position Saudi Arabia as a new powerhouse in sports investment. Tennis, like golf and soccer before it, is the latest frontier in this transformation. But while some players and officials see it as an opportunity for growth and equality, especially with equal prize money being offered for men and women, others have raised concerns about the implications. Human rights organizations and some fans have voiced apprehension about the optics of hosting high-profile events in a nation still criticized for its stance on various social issues. Gauff's perspective stands out because she represents the new generation of tennis stars, socially aware, outspoken, and unafraid to address difficult topics. She acknowledged the balance between recognizing financial opportunity and maintaining her values. "I think we all have to make choices that feel right for us," she continued. "The prize money is huge, and for players coming up, it's something that can really change lives. But as athletes, we also have to be mindful of where we're playing and what that represents." Her comments have been praised for their maturity, as they capture the dilemma faced by many athletes in an era where sports and politics are increasingly intertwined. Since the Saudi tennis event was announced, speculation has been swirling about who will participate. Top stars like Iga Swiatek, Aryna Sabalenka, and Ons Jabeur have all been rumored to be in discussions with organizers. The event promises not just record-breaking payouts but also first-class facilities and global broadcast deals. However, it's not just about the money, it's about the growing trend of global sports expansion into new markets. For Coco Gauff, who has always been vocal about using her platform to inspire and advocate for positive change, this represents both an opportunity and a test. Her willingness to speak honestly about it reflects her growing role as one of the sport's most thoughtful leaders. The tennis world is divided on this issue. Many players privately admit that turning down such massive financial incentives is difficult, especially considering the short career span of a professional athlete. A single tournament offering such a payout could exceed a year's worth of earnings for many top 50 players. Yet, for Gauff and others, there's a broader conversation at play. Some critics argue that participation could be seen as tacit approval of controversial policies, while supporters insist that engagement and inclusion through sports can help drive positive change in the region. Gauff's balanced stance, acknowledging both the opportunity and the ethical considerations, has drawn praise from commentators and fans alike. Tennis legends have also weighed in. Billie Jean King, one of the sport's greatest advocates for equality, has stated that she supports expanding tennis globally but emphasizes the need for dialogue and understanding. "If tennis is going to be truly global, it must go everywhere," King said recently. "But that doesn't mean we should ignore the conversations that need to happen alongside it." Coco Gauff's generation grew up idolizing players like King and Serena Williams, women who used their success to speak out on broader issues. That influence is clear in Gauff's willingness to engage in nuanced discussions about the sport's direction. The financial aspect, of course, cannot be ignored. A $15.5 million purse not only sets a record but also puts pressure on traditional tournaments to keep up. The WTA has long been striving for pay equity and greater prize money opportunities. For Gauff, who has already earned millions in prize money and endorsements, the question isn't simply about the paycheck. It's about what that kind of financial influx could mean for the future of the women's game, from grassroots development to global exposure. "I want tennis to grow," she said. "If new events can bring more eyes, more opportunities, and more young girls into the sport, that's something I'm excited about. I just hope it's done in the right way." Her honesty has been refreshing for many fans, who see her as a role model not just for her achievements, but for her sense of perspective. Gauff's words reflect a maturity that belies her age, demonstrating how the next generation of athletes think differently about fame, money, and global influence. In an era where athletes are no longer silent about societal issues, Gauff's thoughtful response has positioned her as both a champion on court and a leader off it. Social media platforms have been buzzing with support, with many fans praising her for saying what others might avoid. The upcoming Saudi tournament, if successful, could mark a turning point for the WTA. Organizers are hoping to make it an annual event, with a vision of creating a Super Finals that rivals the year-end championships. The prize money alone would make it one of the most lucrative stops on the calendar. Still, questions remain about player participation, fan reception, and global perception. For players like Coco Gauff, the decision to participate is deeply personal. It's not just about tennis, it's about the message such participation sends to fans, sponsors, and the broader sporting world. Analysts predict that the debate will intensify as the event draws closer. While some top names may commit, others might opt out based on personal convictions. The WTA, for its part, has expressed optimism about expanding into new regions while assuring that it will prioritize player safety, equality, and integrity. For Gauff, this moment underscores her unique position as one of the sport's most influential young voices. Her willingness to speak candidly, without evasion, demonstrates leadership qualities that go beyond the baseline. The financial numbers surrounding this tournament are staggering. $15.5 million is more than double what most WTA events offer in total prize money. Even for established players, it's an extraordinary incentive. But for rising stars, qualifiers, and lower-ranked professionals, it could be career-changing. As Gauff pointed out, for some players, this could mean paying for their coaches, their travel, and being able to keep their teams together. It's not something you can just dismiss. Her acknowledgement of both privilege and perspective shows a deep understanding of the sports ecosystem. As the tennis calendar winds down and the conversation around Saudi Arabia's involvement in global sports continues, Coco Gauff's comments stand out as a voice of reason amid the noise. She has managed to strike a balance between optimism and realism, ambition and conscience. Her words remind fans and fellow athletes that the future of tennis isn't just about bigger paydays. It's about the values and integrity that underpin the sport. In an age of increasing globalization, her measured approach offers a blueprint for how athletes can navigate opportunities without losing sight of what truly matters. For now, the tennis world waits to see which players will take part in the record-setting Saudi tournament and how the WTA will manage the inevitable scrutiny that comes with it. What's certain is that voices like Coco Gauff's will continue to shape the conversation, not through controversy, but through thoughtful leadership and an unwavering sense of authenticity. As the next generation of stars rises, the sport finds itself evolving not just on the court but in the consciousness of the athletes who define it. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stefan, and this is Trending Update USA, bringing you the latest stories, insights, and updates from across the tennis world. Stay tuned for more as the conversation around Coco Gauff and the future of the sport continues to unfold.